Welcome to the boating adventure. Well, a very good morning to you. It is Wednesday, the 16th of August 2023, and I've come to Westwick Lock, which is just off the River Ure. The River Ure goes round a little navigation here. That's the navigation was built to avoid a weir. So there's a weir just the other side of me here, which takes the River Ure. So in order to be able to have boats navigate this little bit, they had to build a small navigation. So I'm going to go along this navigation, then eventually we come out onto the River Ure proper. So we'll see the junction to that. So behind me is Westwick Lock. And if you go down that lock, then that would take you onto the Ure. So I'm going to go westward and I'm heading towards Ripon. Helen is with Sandy and they're walking at the side of the river at the moment. They're on my port side. There's a river footpath which goes all the way to the lock that I'm heading for. And we'll see how far we get really. The weather forecast for today is supposed to be quite good. There's a slim chance of some rain. So if that happens, I'm going to get wet. So this is the Westwick Cut, and the land on my starboard side is in effect an island, and the name of it is the island. A lot of the land around here belongs to Newby Hall Estates. And we should go past Newby Hall when we get onto the River Ure proper. So the next lock that we're going to is called Oxclose Lock. Quite a deep one actually, 10 feet deep. So it's quite deep. So it's quite gentle paddling at the moment, but as soon as I emerge out onto the River Ure, I'm going to be going against the current. So it might be a little bit more strenuous. But at least it'll be okay on the way back. That's always my plan whenever I do any kayaking on a river is to do upstream first if you can, and you get a little bit easier ride on the way back. Okay, so we're coming to the junction now of this cut and the river, and I can hear the weir, which, if my calculations are correct, should be on my starboard side. And there is a notice that tells me all craft this way, so I think I got it right. So if I just turn the boat a little bit, you can see that this is where the River Ure goes off there to the left, and the cut is off to the right. So I need to remember that on the way back. This water is absolutely glistening, it's crystal clear. So I'm now on the River Ure. The River Ure starts off up in the Yorkshire Dales and wends its way down Wensleydale, and it goes towards Ripon. Then it goes past Boroughbridge, and then just after Boroughbridge it changes its name from the Ure to the Ouse, and then the Ouse goes through York, and I've done a couple of videos of the River Ouse. The Ouse then goes all the way down to the Humber, into the Humber estuary. It is joined on the way by the River Derwent, and the River Derwent is joined by the Pocklington Canal. So by the time we've done this, we will have done quite a lot of little bits of waterways in this area, and they're slowly starting to join up. The land on the starboard side here belongs to Newby Hall, and Newby Hall goes back to the 17th century. So a mansion house that has been added to over the years, and one of the people that added quite a bit to it was Robert Adam, the kind of landscaper and interior designer of the day. And apparently the staterooms and things are quite something. I think it is still a privately owned house, but you can visit it for a cost, but it's not National Trust or anything like that, so you would have to pay an amount to get in. Not sure how much it is, but I did look on their brochure, and you're not able to take a dog with you, not even in the gardens, so for us it's really a no-go area. This is an amazing stretch of water. So I think I'll shut up and let the scenery do the talking. Oh, and there is a boat coming. I think this is a trip boat from Newby Hall. I also read that they do some trips out on the river. There's some people getting ready to go out on another trip boat. There it is, Newby Hall. Very nice 17th century hall. There's a narrowboat actually coming this way as well. That's good. So having said I won't see any craft, that's 3. So the trip boat has just turned. There was 5 canoes there. I'm just coming up towards a sign which tells me that I've nearly covered the extent of the river section today, and I need to go off onto the port side, which will take me onto the Ripon Canal. This could also be a rendezvous point to meet up with Helen and Sandy Dog. I'm sure they won't want to walk all the way up to Ripon. Very pleasant walk though by the side of this river, very quiet. So there we are, there's the sign, no entry onto the right hand side, so we've got to go to the left. So there's Kenny on the lock landing. It's a bit of a struggle to get out there actually, because it's quite a height to get out of. This is the Ox Close Lock. And it's supposed to be 10 foot, so yeah, those gates probably would be. So it's quite a drop. Very, very quiet. The footbridge is really just some extended walkway over the lock there. And there's Helen and Sandy Dog lying down doing nothing as usual. Okay, so we reached the Ripon Canal. Just looking at the clouds and the weather, I think it might get a little bit of a downpour in a bit, so we decided that perhaps we would turn round at this point and head back to the caravan. Then we'll come back tomorrow and have a look at the Ripon Canal. So we're just going to head back now, and I've got the current with me, so might not be quite so tough going. So this is the end of the cut, and I'm back onto the River Ure. Helen was saying that she thought some of the gates and stiles along the way there were quite difficult from the point of view. They've obviously not been used very much, and they're quite awkward and overgrown, and it was difficult to operate some of them. Whilst Ripon is a city and it has a cathedral, it's only quite a small place. And way back in the day, when I was doing teacher training at Lincoln, I did a fortnight's exchange with some students that were studying at Ripon. So we exchanged halls. In fact, we exchanged beds even, and I went up and stayed in their hall of residence for a fortnight and spent the time in this area. So I do know it reasonably well, although my memory's not as good as it used to be. But I do remember the Black Bull. I don't remember much about coming out of the Black Bull, but I do remember going in. Those were student days. So although there didn't seem to be much of a current going up, it does seem to make a difference coming down and just floating. It's really quiet, it's lovely. I actually just need a rudder, and I could literally just float down here without any effort at all. The nice thing about this is that I'm on a very wide river and I'm right in the middle. There's nobody about. And it's just nice to be able to drift. So I hope you've enjoyed this video of my trip up the River Ure to the Ripon Canal and back again. It's been a really good paddle and a great stretch of water to do. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, do take care.